What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, Star-Based Wraps is gonna put an awesome KPMF matte wrap on Vegas Tesla Family's Model Y. And they chose this awesome color right here. Look at that. This is called Matte Aura Pearl, and it just looks awesome. So the first couple things we need to do, remove the badges. They actually provided some really cool matte black badges that I'm gonna put on over the wrap. And then we need to do a good prep and decontamination wash. So we're gonna do it with our decontamination soap, do some iron remover and some clay bar. That way we can get the surface nice and prepped and ready for that wrap, because we don't want anything to not stick or peel up in the future. We want this wrap to look awesome for many, many years. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that, and we'll go from there. All right, and the process on the rear badges is gonna be identical. All right, so now we got our badges removed. The paint looks absolutely perfect. In fact, where I removed the badges is probably the best looking paint in the whole vehicle because I just polished it. But now I'm gonna give it a really good decontamination wash, get all this dirt, debris, and bedded contaminants all out of the paint, so that way the wrap will adhere the best and look the best. So now I'm gonna go ahead and give this nice Tesla Model Y a decontamination wash and clay bar. All right, so the car's all ready to be washed. And then I took this license plate off too. We wanna wrap over that and get that all nice and clean. And then my washing setup is right here. I'm using a Krenzla 1322 pressure washer with the hose here. And then I've got this deionized water filter right here. That'll make sure that we're not leaving a bunch of mineral deposits all over the car, and it'll dry off nice and clean. I'm gonna be using this Obsessed Garage decontamination soap, and go from there. And whenever I start to wash a vehicle, I just start with the wheels and tires, because this is going to be the dirtiest. So right here I'm just cleaning up the inside fender liner there with a brush, and then I'll brush the tires and then the face of the hubcaps there. Get everything nice and clean, because I have to touch this stuff, right? Am I wrapping the inner fender flares? No. Am I wrapping the tires? No. But I'm going to take these off and be handling it, so I don't want to pick all kinds of grease and dirt up on my hands. So that's why I wash the entire car. And plus, when they pick it up, you don't want this nice fresh wrap on there and then the wheels and tires to look bad. So we want everything to look really good here. And once the wheels and tires are done, we're just going to go ahead and give it a preliminary spray off, then hit it with the foam cannon, then use our wash mitt to wash everything off with our decontamination soap, and then rinse it with our CR Spotless so we don't leave any water spots. And then once it's washed, I pull it into the garage to get it out of the sun. I'm using a Rag Company drying towel, so I'm just drying everything really good, doing the outside, and then I'll open up the front, the trunk, the doors, get everything nice and dry. All right, so we got the car all decontamination washed, dried down. So I'm just gonna let it sit for a while, let all that water dry out of there. But in the meantime, I'm gonna clean out some of this interior part, because when you peel the vinyl off, it can create static, and I don't want to suck some of this dog hair onto the film. So I'll show you that in a minute. So yeah, you can kind of see that dog hair in there. There's quite a bit of dog hair. Come around to the other side real quick too. So I'm just gonna clean some of this dog hair out of there. That way, you know, it won't be picked up in the wrap, and there's no chance of any dog hair falling in the wrap. So when you remove dog hair, there's all kinds of different products you can use. I really like this lily brush right here. There's this thing here, these little combs. But, you know, you can kind of see, like, it'll work pretty good. But if you have an air compressor, you can get one of these tornadors and then just make sure it works always. Okay, so now that I got that all loosened up, I'm gonna hit it with the vacuum. I'm gonna get the car up on the quick jacks over there, take the tires off, take the front bumper off, take the lights out, get everything prepped and ready for wrap. All right, so I'm getting ready to lift up the Tesla. I'm using these lift pucks right here. This is gonna make sure everything's lifted properly and correctly. So just feel around through there, you can look. Yep, and there it is right there. There we go. And then I'm gonna put the one on the other side in. Okay, I've got my quick jacks all connected. It's just touching right now. I don't want to lift it up. I'm gonna do the mirrors and the hood first, and then I'll lift it up and start taking stuff apart. I'm gonna do this for each panel, but the first thing I'm gonna do is spray some carpro eraser on the panel. That's gonna get any last bit of dust or grease or whatever. I'm gonna be paying extra attention to the edges, so we don't want those to lift up. Same with this body line right here. Okay, so for the Tesla mirror, I like to use knifeless tape. Is it possible to do this in one piece? It is possible, but you increase the chance of it lifting up and you can't see back here anyway. So I'd rather do the mirror in 2 pieces and have it not fail in the future. So that's how I do mirrors on Teslas. And then I'm just go right along this body line right here. Okay, just like that. So one of the things I like to do is put arrows around, because this is a directional film. Just did the mirror here to get a feel for it. But that way it all goes around a circle, because this is a pearlescent color shift. And if you have like the door going this way and that door going that way, it's gonna look different. So the film's all directional. You can kind of see, here's the backing paper right here, it has those arrows. So I know when I install the film, it has to be going that way, so it goes all the way around. And that way it just sort of fades into itself. Because if you put like the trunk going up and the bumper going that way and this going that way, it's gonna look really bad. So I just put that on there to kind of remind myself, hey, this is what way the film goes. Good deal. So now we're all lifted up, we're off the ground. You don't have to do this, but I like to get the vehicle up off the ground away from all the dirt and dust. So then this is, I'm 6'3", so this is gonna make it really nice to wrap, so I'm not having to bend over all the time. And then I'll lower it and then do these pillars right here. But yeah, this is looking good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the tires off, take this trim off, take the front bumper off, and take the taillights out so we can prepare to wrap some more. So I'm not sure if I can pick this all up on camera, but there is all kinds of stuff on this front bumper right here. So obviously the rock chips and stuff aren't going to come out, but I can clay bar a lot of this stuff, especially stuff like that, to at least get that part out. But this wrap should cover up most of all these small little chips and stuff from the road. And then there's like a little scratchy thing right there, but that's okay. We'll clay bar this and get it looking as best as it can. All right, so I'm just using some clay lube right here and some clay bar. If you've never done it before, basically just lubricate the surface, lubricate the clay bar, and then just rub it back and forth really fast. All right, I'm gonna keep going and then I'll show you the final product. So now that we clay barred it, looks a lot shinier. Got a lot of that bug residue off. So it'll be a nice smooth wrap that adheres very nicely. Alright, I got the front bumper all done right here. Super tedious, it took a long time. right, so we are on day number 3. We've got the fender, the front bumper, the hood, the other fender, and both the mirrors wrapped. The front bumper takes the longest. It took pretty much 3/4 of the day to get done because it's just tedious. But the rest of this should be pretty smooth. The trunk is the hardest piece to wrap, but the bumper takes the longest. So these doors should go pretty smooth. I've taken off the mirror and the window trim right here so we can wrap nice in there and you won't see any gray color. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these doors. yes, you actually have to torque the lug nuts. And I didn't film the trunk wrap because my wife and I were both doing it. I needed both of my hands. But yeah, we got this one in one piece with the KPMF vinyl. It looks great, but I forgot to film this part. It's the most difficult. All right, we are on the last day of the Model Y wrap for Vegas Tesla family. We've got pretty much the whole front done. We just have to do the A-pillars and these quarter panels right here. So I'm going to start out on the passenger side, and this is kind of my setup right here. I've got knifeless tape, so that way we're not cutting on the paint. And then I've got this taped off too, so when I cut around here, we don't scratch the lens. And then more knifeless tape right here. So I'll go ahead and put it on, pull the knifeless tape, so those sides will be easy. The plastic covers over that, so I'm just gonna cut right along that line right there. Got the bumper pulled back so we can tuck in there nice and easy. So, and this panel is really not too tricky. I mean, this is a little, but I mean, it's nothing. Okay, so just got done wrapping the back of this, and then I got these emblems to put on, but they look like this. So you're like, well, how am I going to get that on there without screwing that up, right? So usually it just comes on the sticker, and you just stick it on and peel off the top. But this one is a little bit more complicated. So what I'm going to do is put a piece of tape here. Middle, and a piece of tape here. So I'm using this tape measure right here. I'm just gonna put that like right here. Right. And then right here. Okay, so we're 32, so 16 is our center point. So 16. So that right there is our center. Okay? So now it has this template here. It almost would be easier just to do it upside down. I mean, this thing's all rolled up. What a nightmare that is. But I think I know what to do. Just peel it off here. Okay, so we got that peeled off. So obviously we're going to want this box nice and centered the 16. Okay, there's that. There's that. Now that looks like it's at a downward angle, but there is a wrinkle right there. Okay. So yeah, everything is checking out. Good. All right, so for the T, the S, and the L, you can just stick them on. For the A and the E, I'm gonna have to, well, I can't even cut them out. Yeah, geez, that's gonna be tricky. Oh, we're just gonna have to use our arts and crafts skills to not screw this up. Now does the E, I always forget if they go up or down. I'm gonna have to look this up real quick. That's a wrap for Vegas Tesla Family's Model Y and Matte Aura Pearl. This color looks really, really awesome. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but in this sunlight, it just looks awesome with that kind of pink, purple, whitish, pearlescent to it. Looks absolutely awesome. So super happy with how this one came out. I really like using the KPMF vinyl. We got our Tesla badges I put on there too. So looks awesome. So if you're in the Las Vegas area, if you're looking for a ceramic window tint or a vinyl wrap for your Tesla, hit me up. My Instagram is Starbase Wraps, Facebook is Starbase Wraps, or comment on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.